Questions are a normal part of faith and growing in our understanding. And one of the biggest questions that gets asked, not only by Christians, but by most people, is why do bad things happen? Maybe you've asked that question before. Why do bad things happen? Things like tragedies, natural disasters, disease, death, abuse, whatever. Bad things happen in life, and chances are that you've experienced one or even multiple of those things before in your life. And when bad things happen, a lot of times that brings questions into our mind about God. So if God is supposed to be loving and good, then why would he allow something like this to happen? Maybe he's not so loving. Or if God's supposed to be all-knowing, all-powerful, why didn't he see this coming and intervene to prevent it? Maybe he's not so powerful after all. If God is supposed to care about me, then why would he let something like this happen to me? Maybe he doesn't care after all. Maybe you can relate to some of those questions. And the truth is, as humans, we're not going to know all the answers. There's a lot that we're just not going to know because we can't see the full picture. But there are some things as Christians that we can know that can help us in these moments of confusion when bad stuff happens. And one of the things that we can know is that this world, as it is right now, is not the way that it is supposed to be. We know in Genesis that God created everything, including humans, perfect. But Genesis 3, we see that the first humans, we chose sin. We chose to rebel against God. And when we did that, sin took all the perfection and goodness of God's creation and it broke it all, including us as humans. And so now we're living in a fallen, broken, sinful world full of fallen, broken, and sinful people. And sometimes some of the bad stuff that we experience is a direct result of the sinful choices that humans make to each other or to themselves. So things like abuse, things like violence. Other times, some bad things are an indirect result of just this broken world that we live in with broken bodies. So things like natural disasters, things like diseases are some of those things. Now, God did not create those things. He does not want those things to exist. Those things are a result of, again, sin breaking all the goodness and perfection of creation. But another thing that we can know and bring us hope in these moments is that we have a God who can relate to our pain. He didn't create it, but he can relate to it. So Jesus came and he took on human form, and he took on human form so that he could relate to us. He experienced all the same things that we experience as humans, including suffering and pain. And while Jesus might not be able to relate to the exact same scenario that you are going through in your life, maybe like a parent's divorce or a family member dying of cancer, he experienced all levels of pain and suffering, like rejection and betrayal and friends dying, right? And physical pain and death, even himself. He experienced all of that. And one of the most comforting things about Jesus is that he can relate to our pain, and he actually invites us to turn to him in our painful moments. And he will promises us to meet us there and give us comfort. And I think one of the last things that we can know when bad things happen is that, yes, things right now, our world is not the way it's supposed to be, but this is not how it's going to be forever. This broken world and our broken humanity is not going to be this way for forever. Because when Jesus comes back, and he promises us that he's coming back, he's going to restore all things to the way that they're supposed to be from the very beginning, including us. And in Revelation 21:4, Jesus gives us this great promise. He says that when he comes back, that there will be no more death or sorrow or crying or pain, that he will wipe every tear from our eyes, because all those things will be gone forever. So Jesus says that the way things are right now is not the way that they're going to be forever. So bad things happen. Evil, suffering, pain, those things exist in life. But when we experience those things, even in the midst of our doubts and confusions and questions, we can know and find hope in the fact that we have a God who can relate to our pain, that we can turn to him. He invites us to do that. And the way things are right now, they're not going to be this way for forever. That we have hope that one day that Jesus will come and he will wipe every tear from our eyes, and that all bad things and suffering will be erased forever.